Hello everybody, some would say I'm the reverse and welcome to my review for Supergirl Season 5, Episode 5, titled Dangerous Liaisons. So, this episode, I'd probably say is the best episode of the season so far, and I'll tell you why I think that is. Let's start with my general thoughts about the episode and what it's really about. So, this episode is heavily focused on Kara and William's working relationship and their involvement in the investigation of Andrea and the Rojas's. So that just instantly makes this episode a lot better. I'm really enjoying not only William's character but his relationship with Kara. Uh, the only way it could go bad is if they develop, well, if they start dating if they develop a romantic relationship. I really wouldn't like that. Uh, that would be the only thing that could ruin this relationships right now, or if William turns out to really be evil. But it's going really well so far. I'm really starting to be uh, invested in William and his investigation of Andrea. Uh, it was really boring at the beginning of the season, him and Andrea, but it's getting a lot better now. And a huge part of that is because we learned the truth about him, and now he's working with Kara, and Kara likes him, and he likes Kara. So yeah, but his whole storyline in this episode revolves around uh, finally getting really close to cracking the case, finding out if Andrea is really responsible for all these criminal accusations. Well, she hasn't actually been accused, but this criminal conspiracy that he's been investigating. So yeah, that's a cool part of the storyline. But it turns out that the I'll I'll talk more about Rip Roar, the villain of the week, but it turns out he killed William's best friend, who was actually going to marry Andrea Rojas, and he was suspicious of her family, and then bam, he was suddenly missing, presumed dead. Um, and William went to his apartment uh, when he realized that Rip Roar was there. Rip Roar said he killed Russell, which was his best friend's name, and I'll get more into that later. But let's start off. Let's go to Lena's storyline. She's starting to use Malefic for her experiments, which I thought was a cool. It was a cool introduction to this storyline last episode. Now this episode they're going forward with it. I really thought. I mean, I understand why they did it to save CGI, but I thought it was kind of stupid the way that they just made Malefic use his human form, because there was really no reason behind it. Lena just said uh, that he needs to be in his human form, or she didn't even say that. She just told Hope to change him to his human form, which was obviously a way to save uh, money because of the expensive CGI to make him a Martian. But I don't get why they just can't use makeup and prosthetics, really. Like, that would be a lot simpler than using CGI. It might cost a little bit to make the prosthetics and stuff, but I mean, CGI obviously costs more. But yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah, she's starting to use Q waves for her experiments. She makes a deal with Malefic. If she gets rid of the mental barrier that stops him from killing Jean, then he will help her get what she needs to be done. Help her accomplish her goals. So, yeah, that's basically what happened between them in this episode. Um, but let's start off by talking about the villain of the week, Rip Roar, who, like I said, quote unquote, killed William's best friend Russell a few years back, like 2 years back, I think it was. But yeah, the Brainy uses the spider parasite from 2 episodes ago to speak to Kara and Alex to find Rip Roar, which they do, and they have a little bit of a fight scene. And Rip Roar steals Lex Luthor's what he calls the marathon laser, which is basically a laser gun that can shoot from like 26 miles away, and they thought he was going to be attacking this VR opening thing that Andrea was setting up, this virtual opening of her VR lenses, and they thought he was going to be attacking that. Turns out he wasn't, and I'll go over what that is in a second, but yeah, he basically he took this fusion thing. I think it was called like fusion cat. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch this scene over again. I don't really care what it was called. It's insignificant to the episode. But if he combined it with the gun, uh, the laser would be 10 times hotter than the center of the sun or something. And he wanted to melt the ice caps. That was his goal, and he wanted to basically it's like this huge frozen lake thing in the Arctic that he wanted to melt, and well, he did. He put a hole in it, which caused huge tidal waves that were going to engulf coastal cities, including National City. But they stopped that. Kara and Jean, they basically created a whirlpool to like suck, uh, or like free. I don't know, suck all the water back down, and then they froze it or something. Pretty bad CGI. Another like every episode, I feel like they have a scene that has really bad CGI. Like episode 1 had the black hole or the event horizon when Jean was falling through it. That was pretty bad. Then they had the Kelly getting saved by Kara, which had bad green screen, and then the worst one was last week's, which was Kara catching the bullets and yeah, it was really bad. But this week's bad CGI moment of the week was them creating the whirlpool to suck the water back down. Pretty bad CGI. Didn't really take away from the episode. I just wanted to mention it because I feel like they should just stop accomplishing these huge action set pieces at the end of each episode. I mean, it's not huge like end game level action scene, but I mean, I don't know. Uh, they should just stop trying to get these CGI shots that are unnecessary to the story of the episode, uh, and more so the story of the season, uh, because they're just making unenjoyable CGI messes. Really, like I said, I didn't really, doesn't matter in the scope of the episode, but I just wanted to point it out. But yeah, another cool part of the episode was there was a scene with William. He called Andrea out for everything. He said he knows about Russell being killed. He knows about all the criminal crimes she's been committing. And, well, turns out he was just in the VR landscape, uh, which sucks because that was a really cool scene. And then it turns out he was just, he was just imagining it in his VR thing. And, yeah, she was just standing right in front of him the whole time, and he never said anything. But they're finally setting up Leviathan, the old lady from the finale last season. Um, Showed up in this episode with Rip Roar, who, by the way, I forgot to mention, is like part of Andrea's, or supposedly part of Andrea's posse, I guess, is what I can call him. But him along with the Spider Lady, and I believe Breathtaker from last episode was part of it. I don't know. But there is no confirmation that Andrea is involved, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But a huge thing happened at the end of the episode with Lena. She incepted Malefic, or at least that's what it looked like. Her eyes glowed green, and then after Malefic, or after she, you know, didn't give Malefic what he wanted after they made a deal, Malefic got really angry. He wanted to be let out, and she incepted him. And then he was saying, "I love it here. This place is nice." So yeah, I think she actually just incepted Malefic. Is she getting abilities now? What's that about? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That was really a big WTF moment of the episode. Um, and then it was revealed that Russell, William's dead friend, actually is Rip Roar. Rip Roar didn't kill Russell. Russell became Rip Roar. So we'll have to wait and see what turned him in. I think they're going to explain it sometime, what actually turned him into Rip Roar. Probably something that has to do with Andrea if she is involved. But yeah, Andrea is apparently working for Leviathan. At least Rip Roar is. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And at the end of the episode, she gets in the limo, and the old lady is there, and they're talking. So I don't know. Is Andrea part of Leviathan? Is she the leader of Leviathan? What is going on? Um, but yeah, I thought this was a really, really good episode. I'm keeping the review short since I don't have a lot to say, and I'm doing this kind of late, and I kind of have stuff to do, so I really wanted to squeeze it out today before tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm getting ready to watch The Flash and Arrow after I get home from school, of course, and yeah, I won't have time to do that because I'll be getting ready. I'll be making my thumbnails, and I'll be making just I'll be preparing for my reviews for those two shows tomorrow. So I just wanted to get this review up today. It's a little bit shorter, but nonetheless, I enjoyed the episode. I hope you guys did too. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the Flash and the Arrow reviews. And then we got Batwoman and Supergirl next week. Arrow and Flash are taking a break next week, so it'll be just two. I believe I know Batwoman's on next week. I don't know. I think Supergirl is, because I only saw Arrow and Flash are on a break, which sucks because they're the best. Sorry, I'm really tired. They're the two best shows, so it sucks that they're on a break next week. But when they come back, it'll be pretty cool. But tell me in the comments, what did you like about the episode? What did you dislike? What did you think about the episode itself? I'd probably give this episode maybe like a 9.3 in that region for the score. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed my Supergirl 505 review. See ya. See ya.